Hey, what's up, y'all? Y'all good? I hope so. Y'all been enjoying y'all day. Y'all been having fun, laughing, talking, making memories, taking plenty of pictures. I hope so. Y'all, look, since it's Thanksgiving, how about we go ahead and do a quick recap of the Cosby Show and they Thanksgiving episode? Okay, so it opened up. You have Claire, Anna, Denise, Rudy, and Olivia. They all in the kitchen. They going to work. You got Denise, Rudy, and Olivia. They working on the pie. They over there with the pies. You got Anna, she handling the collard greens and the ham hocks. Then you got Clara over there doing her thing. And then the phone ring and it's Sandra. And she just checking in because Sandra, she making the second turkey. And Claire like, well, whew, with that turkey and this turkey, that's like 24 pounds of turkey. She said, baby, this is something else. We cooking for 15 people. She said, we never did this before. And Anna like, and we ain't never gonna do it again. So Clara tell her, look, babe, I got to go. I'll talk to you when you get here. There's a lot going on. By that time, here come Heathcliff looking at all this rain. And he's like, I cannot believe I'm going through this. He just standing outside still in the right. Man, come in the house and close that door. All them leaves flying up in here. So she asked him how did they go to the store. He's like, look, it wasn't but one store open and line long enough. Like they lined up to see Batman. So he was like, you sent me out on Thanksgiving. The stores are closed. So she get to looking through the bag. She said, Cliff, you forgot the pumpkin. He said, you didn't ask me to buy a pumpkin. She said, yes, I did. I asked you to get pumpkin. You said, and I told you to make a list. You said, I don't need to make no list. It's up here in my head. So then he asked the girls if they make it sweet potato pie. They say yes. He's like, well, folks can't tell the difference between sweet potato pie and pumpkin pie. Just put some whipped cream on and tell them that's pumpkin pie. They like, we can't have Thanksgiving without real pumpkin pie. Then his mom said, and you forgot the nutmeg. He goes to the spice rack, pull the nutmeg out. He said, got nutmeg right here. Claire said, this is not fresh. We need fresh nutmeg. So she go over there and take it out of his hand and put it in the trash can. And he looked at her like, I know doggone well she did not just throw that nutmeg in the trash can. So she like, honey, we're making traditional eggnog and we need it fresh. We need to grind it straight off the nut. And he looking like, I cannot believe this. So he said, so you gonna send me back out there? She's like, Cliff, come on, go get the nutmeg. And plus, there's other things that you forgot, honey, like the 12 dozen eggs that I need to make cornbread. So he's just looking at them. And so he said, so you want 12 dozen eggs, canned pumpkin, and a nut. And she's like, nutmeg, honey. So she opened the door and he just looking around. Then he look over there at his mom and she's like, don't be looking over at me, baby. Go on out there and get what she told you to get. So then he put going on back out the door, looking back in the house with that old pitiful look on his face. So then Claire, she go in there, start writing names on all the little place settings, and Vanessa come down and say that she ready to help. And these cute little turkeys, and she's like, this is cute. Where's this from? And Claire says that it was Denise's idea. So as she's sitting them down, she noticed that her name was on one of them turkeys. She's like, Mom, you gonna put me at the kids' table? And Claire's like, well, I thought it was a good idea. You can help serve the littles. She said, no, you said that when I become an adult, that I could sit at the adults' table. All those times I sat at the kids' table at grandma's house, that's what you told me. And she said, now you gonna stick me in my back like this and put me at the kids' table? Claire says, that's not a kids' table. She said, you gonna look me in my face and tell me that this is not the kids' table. Mama, this is a card table. This is the kids' table. Why would you do me like that? Y'all gonna be over there talking about the world and politics, and I would be over here cutting turkey and wiping noses. And Claire just looking at her like, girl, please just put the plate sets down. So by this time, Sandra comes in. So it's Sandra, Elvin, the twins, and Elvin's parents. So they come in. They got to go back and get the turkey out the car. Here come Elvin with this huge bowl of salad, and then the dad bought some curry goat. So they bring all that in. They take it to the kitchen. Denise and them right on downstairs with the rest of the men because y'all can't handle y'all. We don't need you in here messing up nothing or trying to cook anything. So while Denise and Olivia are sitting down working on the pie crust, the phone ring. So Denise go answer it, and it's Paula, Olivia's mama, and she's letting her know that she's delayed at the airport. She was like, "Well, how long are you gonna be there?" And she said 6 hours. She's like, 6 hours, and she says yes. So she asked to speak to Olivia because Olivia's like, "Is that my mommy?" And she was like, "Yeah, she want to talk to you." So Olivia run over there to get the file right, and she's like, "Hi, mommy, you want to hear my Thanksgiving song?" So she started talking about it's Thanksgiving time, it's turkey time. What else she say? Oh yeah, she said that. Tom's a bird. Like his name is Tom. Tom's a bird. Then she said, "That's the word. Tom's a bird." I said, "Baby, one thing these little kids gonna do, baby, is make up a song." Then she said, "Okay, mommy, I'll see you in 2 weeks." And Denise like, "Wait. Let me talk to her. Let me talk to her." So Denise decides that it's a good idea to invite Paula to have dinner with them because it didn't make any sense for her to just be sitting at the airport for 6 hours since her connecting flight got canceled. And you can tell that Paula is saying, "You think that's okay?" Because Denise says, we're just gonna have family over here. It's okay. You're gonna come here to dinner." And I guess she agreed. And then she hangs up the phone and Olivia says, "Mommy's coming to dinner." She's like, "Yeah, isn't this awesome?" She said, "I'm going to put on my good dress." So she take off running, hollering, "Woohoo!" So Olivia is running upstairs. Martin is coming from in the basement. He's like, "What is she so excited about?" And then he said, "Guess who I invited to dinner?" He says, "Who?" She says, "Paula." He said, Paula, who is Paula? Is that a friend of yours?" She said, "Paula, your ex-wife." He said, "You invited my ex-wife to dinner?" She was like, "Yeah, what's the problem? Y'all get along." And it didn't make any sense for her to just be sitting at the airport for 6 hours. He was like, "Well, I guess, but I never thought I'd be having dinner with my new wife and my ex-wife." She was like, "It's gonna be fine." And she said, "Plus, I get a chance to meet her." And he was like, "Well, Denise, did you ever think that maybe you'll be uncomfortable? I'll be uncomfortable. Shoot, everybody will be uncomfortable." And she was like, "Well, really, the only person that will be uncomfortable is me. And I'm fine with it. So come on." And he was like, "See, that's another reason. That is another reason why I love you so much." And then Claire comes in and Denise tells her that she invited her. And she's like, "Are you comfortable with that?" And she's like, "Yeah. Plus, Martin is married to me now. And if she tries anything, I'm going to get her." So they take off running upstairs, baby. Here come Cliff again. Baby, Cliff and them leaves and that hat. Oh my goodness. So Cliff set the bag on the counter, right? And he said, "Here go your pumpkin, your stupid eggs, and your silly nuts." He is not too happy about this. So Claire's like, "Nutmeg," and she give him a kiss to thank him for going to the store. But as she walking over to the other island and she looking in the bag, she's like, "Cliff, there are no eggs in here." He said, "There are eggs in there." She said, "No, they're not." He said, "There are eggs in there. I put eggs in there." So she held up the bottom of the bag. So she looked through the bag. He said, "I don't care what that bag say. I put some eggs in that bag." So then Claire starts reading out the receipt. She said, "It says canned pumpkin, nutmeg, no eggs." He's like, "I put eggs in that bag." She's like, "Cliff, how do you expect for me to make cornbread if I don't have any eggs?" It's like, "Well, they don't need cornbread. Just let them eat soda crackers." And she looked at him like, "Are you serious?" And he really was serious. So then Elvin and his dad come from the basement. They was like, "Hey, Cliff, how you doing?" He's speaking everything. And she was like, "Guys, I hope you fine with it, but we not going to have any cornbread." And they was like, "How are we not going to have any cornbread? That's my favorite. I love when you make your cornbread." And then Elvin's mom comes in. She's like, "Oh, hey, Cliff, is there any chance you're going back to the store? I forgot to put tomatoes in the salad." And the dad was like, "We can't have, what's a salad without tomatoes?" And Clara was like, "Well, we can get tomatoes in the salad, and the only thing that's keeping us from cornbread are some eggs." So Cliff just standing up there looking like, "I cannot believe this." And then he make his sad little walk back to the door and look back in the house like, "When did she buy all this a few days ago?" So now Denise is in the front and she's, setting the table, and then they hear the doorbell ring, but it's Kenny. He's just coming over because Rudy invited him over. So Claire comes in and she's like asking questions. She's like, she's all, "No, that was just Kenny." She's like, "Okay." So she go back in the kitchen. Everybody just standing there in front of the door. They was like, "Well, how is she? How does she look?" And she was like, "Oh, that was just Kenny." They was like, "Oh my gosh." So then Sondra's like, "I think when she gets here, everybody should go in and greet her." And that's, I don't know, that might seem kind of weird with everybody just rushing in, and it may make her uncomfortable. And everyone's like, "I know it'll make me uncomfortable if a bunch of people come in and speak to my ex-wife." And so it's like, "Elvin, what do you mean your ex-wife? I'm your only wife. Are you saying that one day I'm gonna be your ex-wife?" He's like, "No, I'm talking about, like if I ever had an ex-wife, it would be you." I'm like, "Elvin, baby, turn back around, finish doing what you doing," because that didn't make not a lick of sense. So then the doorbell rings again, and this time it is Paula. And Mark comes running. He said, "That's her, that's her." So they go and open the door. They greet Paula, take her coat and everything. She was like, "Mark, you look good." He was like, "Thank you." And he's like, "Denise, honey, you look wonderful." That man is so nervous. He don't know what to do. So then Olivia comes running down the stairs. "Mommy, mommy, mommy." So she goes and picks her up and she said, "Oh my gosh, you're getting so big. It's only been 3 months." And Olivia says, "Yes, Denise cooks for me." She says, "She does?" She said, "Yeah, and I'm still alive." Then she tell her mama that she making a gift for her, but she's not ready. It's not ready yet, but she has to finish it. She'll be right back. So she tell her dad to come up there and help her finish it. And then Denise and Paula, they sit down at the table, have small talk or whatever. So Paula says that she feels a little uncomfortable being there, and Denise is like, "I can tell. Can you just loosen up? It's gonna be fine. It's just family. You're gonna have a good time." And by this time, family comes out of the kitchen house. So hi, Paula looked like, "Well, hi." So everybody introduced themselves, say who they are, whatever. And then she was like, "Well, nice to meet you guys." I was like, "Nice to meet you too, but we need to get back in the kitchen because we got a lot going on." And they walk off, and she looks at Denise and said, "Well, you have a nice family." She said, "Yeah, they usually don't travel in packs like that. They usually just roaming around the house, but they're nice people." And then Denise tells Paula that Martin told her a lot about, her. And Paula's like, "He told me a lot about you too as well, but I'm curious about what did he tell you about me?" And Denise said, "Well, he said that you were bright, you were a good student, you were happy at the beginning of your marriage, and then one day you just said that it wasn't for you." So Paula explains that basically everything that she did was for her family. She was majoring one thing that was like, "Well, what are you gonna do with a sociology degree?" So she's like, "Okay, I'm gonna change my major to accounting." She says she gets in her senior year in college. They're like, "Well, when you gonna get married?" She meets a guy, a graduate from the Naval Academy, so they get married. The parents love him. Then they say, "Well, when you gonna have a baby?" She put everything on hold. Then she had Olivia, and she said it just felt like everything was just closing in on her. She couldn't breathe. She had to get out. And you can see it in Denise's eyes that she understood because, like Claire and Cliff, they wanted her to do and be certain things. And Denise she was always her own person doing her own thing. So it's like when you're looking at her as she's listening to Paula, it's like she completely understood everything that she was saying. And Paula said none of it was easy. She didn't want to leave her baby. She didn't want to leave Martin, but it's what she had to do for herself. She said she was seeing a psychiatrist who was helping her get her life back on track. She was even back in school majoring in sociology, and she said that she was happy because she still gets to see Olivia, and to see that Olivia was being raised by somebody like Denise. She was happy. That made her feel good because she said Denise was wonderful. She's doing a good job with her daughter, like she loved it. So they give each other a hug. Then Olivia runs downstairs with her gift, and Olivia drew a picture of herself for her mom, and her mom loves it. And then she tells Denise, "I would have made one for you too, but you see me every day." So all of them hug each other, baby. And here come Cliff again. And every time he come back, baby, that hat get lower and lower. So Denise says, "Dad," he said, "I ain't going back out there." She said, "Dad, this is Olivia's mom." And so he walks over. He says, "Nice to meet you." He said, "You staying for dinner?" She said, "Well, I was invited." Now, by this time, Theo, Howard, and Denny, they coming through the door, and Theo's like, "Man, that weather bad out there." They let them know that their flight was canceled, so they can't go on their skiing trip until tomorrow. So Theo's like, "Dad, Howard and Denny's family, they out of town, so I invited them over for Thanksgiving dinner. Is that okay?" So Cliff looked at him like, "I ain't going back out there." But when he get ready to readjust the bag to go into the kitchen, all the eggs hit the ground. And Theo just looked down at the eggs. Then he looked up at him. Cliff looking at him. All that he could do was ball that little paper bag up, baby, head on right on back out that door. So now all the food is ready. The guys sitting up there watching the game. The ladies bringing the food. I was like, "Turn the game off. It's time to eat." They just set the table. Claire calls upstairs, tells Sandra, "Hey, it's ready. Cliff, you could come on down too." Theo's like, "Mom, Dad ain't here." She said, "You told me he was here. He dropped eggs on the floor." He said, "Yeah, but he went back out." She said, "Well, you ain't tell me that." He said, "I thought you would have figured it out." So she's like, "Oh my gosh." So then here come the kids. Kenny, Ron said, he's like, is it time to eat yet? She's like, no, we got to wait for Dr. Huxtable. And he's like, do we have to? I'm hungry. She's like, Kenny, what are you doing here anyway? Kenny's like, Ruby invited me. She said, didn't you have dinner at home? He said, yes, and we have a lot to be thankful for. And she gave him this look. He said, can I just stay, please? She said, I guess so. Going over there at the table. She was like, y'all, we got to take this food back so it won't get cold. He's like, please don't take this food back. We are starving, baby. By this time, here come Cliff in this hat. When I tell you, every time that man came back, that hat was lower and lower. I don't even see how he knew where he was going. So when he walks in, everybody started clapping, they happy. And he looking around like, how is these folks sitting down at this table about to eat? So he asked her, how were you able to make cornbread if you didn't have no eggs? She said she went to the neighbor's house, got some eggs. Why did you do that the first 3 times? You kept sending that man back to that store. So now Russell get up, he says the grace. It was a beautiful, prayer. And then Cliff is about to, it looked like he wanted to go upstairs. She's like, can you just put those wet things out on the porch? Baby, why would Cliff go back open the door? The sun is shining. Yo, this episode of the Cosby Show is so doggone funny to me. I can watch this episode over and over and over. Y'all, please get down in the comments. Tell me what was your favorite part of the Cosby Show, the Thanksgiving episode. Okay, y'all. And this is from season 6, episode 10. Okay. I hope y'all had a happy Thanksgiving. Hope you had fun with your friends and family. And I'll talk to y'all later.